In this video tutorial, I will be showing you the Hotspots effect in the Hitfilm for Express video editor and how it works exactly. You can find this effect in the Effects tab, in the Color Corrections folder, and over here, right over here. You left click, hold, and drag this effect to your video clip to apply it, and let go of the left mouse button. And you can see immediately what the Hotspots effect does. It just isolates the brightest parts of the image and makes everything else darker to focus on the bright areas of the image. So this you can use it depending on what you want, or the kind of effect you want to make on your video clip. And this is how it looks if I play the video. And this is how it looks with the hotspots effect. Without the hotspots effect, it looks like this. And perhaps maybe you don't want the hotspots effect to be so strong. You want maybe a lesser version of that. Maybe because the hotspots effect is a type of contrast. It makes a type of contrast when you just leave the bright areas of the video clip and then make everything else black. It emphasizes the bright areas. And so one thing, if you want to make the effect less strong, you can decrease the threshold like so. Okay, maybe you want it this much, so that the background of the image or video clip is still exposed and still you can such that you can still see it, And personally, I think this effect would be more would look cooler on a human face, not for flowers, but this is just for the sake of demonstration. So I'm gonna Control Z that. Now it's back to the original 0.75 threshold. By the way, if you pull this to 100, then it becomes all black. Okay, next thing we have here is threshold add color. So basically, although they're saying they're adding a color to the threshold, when you choose a color from here, it removes that color from the video clip. Okay, so let's say for example I choose yellow. If you remove yellow from the video clip, you get blue like this. If you choose something like green, then you're removing the green from the video clip, you get magenta. If you remove magenta from the video clip, I think you get green. Yeah, you do get green. If you remove red from the video clip, you get like a green bluish, a dark green bluish color. It's not as apparent. You can see a little bit of it, and you can actually decrease the threshold to see that, yeah, it looks like that. I can turn off the hotspots effect, and you can see that it's without the hotspots effect, the redness in the actual video clip is present. Turn on the hotspots effect, you can see that the threshold add color is removing the redness from the image. And so this is how the threshold add color works. It basically subtracts a color from the video clip, and they said, which means adding a color to the threshold, I suppose. So I'm gonna go to put it back to black, like so. And now this is the original video clip. I'll put this back to 75. I don't know, it didn't work on my keyboard. Anyways, the next thing we have here is saturation. So this one basically dictates how bright the image will be. Okay, how vivid, let me rephrase that. How vivid the colors look. If you want maximum vividness, you put 2. If you want a black and white kind of video clip, you push it all the way to 0. I'm going to put down the threshold so you can see actually what's it doing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Right now it's at 0, and I'm going to push it to 1. And then if you add more, the colors are more vivid and brighter, if you notice. And so this, it depends on how much you want to emphasize the vividness of the color. That's what saturation does. And then you should know what brightness does. Brightness just determines how bright the video clips are. Let me push this back to 1. Okay, like so. It controls how bright the image looks. And finally, you have smooth source, which just if you want to smooth out the video clip, you can use the smooth source to do that. And actually, I would actually use with turning off the hotspot and putting this to like 1, the original brightness, I would actually use a smooth source effect within the hotspots effect to make an intro. I'll go ahead and show you how to do that right now with keyframing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you now how to do some keyframing with the Hotspots effect and make some cool intros and outros with it. You can also use it for different purposes. It depends on what you're looking for. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the cool effects you can do with keyframing. So I'm going to go ahead and make a composite shot. Choose edit a sequence and move with clip. Alright, I've already from before applied that Hotspots effect. You can find it under the effects menu. Left click the toggle, left click the hotspots toggle, and now we have these options within the hotspots effect. Now in the beginning of the video we do want it to have some threshold, and I'm gonna turn on the toggle for keyframing this guy. I'll make it a smooth keyframe, and maybe I'm gonna also before I move on, I'm gonna first also turn on the smooth source toggle. Let's see, also the saturation toggle, and yeah, these three. Let's see, for the smooth frame you want it to be quite blurry in the beginning, about 100 pixels. Okay, and I'm gonna make all of these keyframes smooth keyframes. For the saturation, I'm actually gonna start with 1 is actually fine, and I just wanted to go and get brighter after maybe 5 seconds. Let's say 4 seconds. So after 4 seconds, I'm gonna make it a nice vivid image with bright colors. So I'll put the saturation to 2 at this point, and again, smooth keyframe it. For a threshold, I want the threshold to go away, so it doesn't show any hotspots. It doesn't isolate only the bright parts, but the whole image is shown instead. So I'll go ahead and do that. And now similarly, I want to get rid of the smoothing, taper it down to 0, like so. Right? So it would look something like this. And maybe after, I don't know, another couple of seconds, we want it to start going to the outro, or the ending part. So I'm gonna again, actually what you should do is copy these 3, Control C, and then over here Control V it, like that. Same options, but then after a couple of seconds it tapers out. So what you would do is, for example, select the threshold, push it back to 75. Okay, it offers me the option over here. I'll do that. 75, a smooth keyframe. Saturation, I'm gonna put it back to 1, or maybe I'll put to 0 this time, because when there's no saturation it becomes a black and white image, and that's kind of cool. Finally, you have a smooth source, and I'll blur it back to 100 pixels. And now I'm gonna go ahead and export this and show you how it looks. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. I'd appreciate if you like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye!